saved it at the last second.
Yeah. Oh, here's one of my idols, Mr. Phillip Dutton.
Five-time Olympian Phillip Dutton with Mr. Medicott. This former Frank Oshtold and Karen O'Connor ride went to the London 2012 Games with Karen. 49.5, had him in equal fourth. And we've seen those other two riders, Jan Binney and Michael Pollard, who were in equal fourth, both get time penalties. So if Phillip goes clear inside the time, he will hold fourth at least on his own in this Rolex Kentucky 3-day event presented by Land Rover.
He is just unreal to watch. Like, you don't see him make a move, but he just never seems to miss. Like, his round earlier this morning was like picture perfect.
And we said that with Trading Aces. The great thing about that was a catch ride. I mean, Boyd and Phillip work so much together, but Phillip's never ridden Trading Aces around a four-star.
No. And it's not that easy to do, and he made it look like a hunt around out there.
Mr. Medicott a little bit strong there coming in.
Fourth at Pau last autumn, and came off the back of a fifth place at Plantation Field. When this horse was with Karen O'Connor, they won the three-star at Bromont in Quebec. And of course, an Olympic team gold medal with Germany at the 2008 Olympic Games with Frankie Oshtold.
But that is one of the big differences between the formats. Now that we have the short formats, the horses come out, they're just as fit as they ever were before, but they haven't had the roads and tracks on the steeplechase to knock that edge off.
Yeah, settle them down a little. I would have always loved to run Ginny, actually, in a full format. It would have been interesting to see if she was the same ride.
They're every bit as fit as they ever were, and yet start fresh off.
And it gives great options to designers because, you know, that you can put that sort of question up early and know that the reason it's there is to trip up an overconfident, fit and fast horse.
So just interesting, like that was our 2nd minute mark there as you passed those. In the background, you saw those two wood oxers, so he's right on the time so far.
There we go. Now he looks like they're starting to communicate, getting on the same page just in time here, coming into the coffin. Fighting him a bit there.
This park question at fence 7 for Phillip with his second ride, Mr. Medicott. He's still to come with Mighty Nice at the end of the day.
That's how you want to do it.
Excellent.
Look how many people are there. Like, I couldn't believe the crowds today.
Did you wave to them when you went past?
Yeah, actually I did. I said, hey. No.
I was actually out there at the Land Rover tailgating section as you came by. I went out there to visit with the Land Rover sponsors and saw you come galloping by and jump that big old table.
Yeah, big old tables, right.
Big
Holy
old table.
Moses.
So this Trakehner at 8, back to the Frog Pond at 9.
Ridden.
Look at that hind end.
That's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Plenty of space. And look how he gets right up after the jumps. You know, he is such an expert at making the time. You can see when he lands from the jump, he's already forward, using that, not wasting a single second to get the horse back on pace.
And that's why he's so good. Like Kim and Bach and you know, Andrew Nicholson, like watch their lines, you know, like it's their approach and their landings, like they're not wasting, like you said, any time. And over an 11-minute course with, you know, 27 jumps and 45 efforts, that's a lot of time you're saving.
Phillip going up to the hammock fence, this old traditional under the trees at fence 10 with Mr. Medicott.
And this year is interesting, like they put the flags and made it a little bit more narrow, so you actually have to play a little bit on your accuracy there still too. You can't just kind of wing down to it.
They used to have them spread out quite right to the edges.
Ugh, I hate this ditch wall. You just hope, you see, how does he see that? He saw that stride 20 strides away, and he makes a move at it. Unreal. Actually, I saw Sinead do the same thing. Yeah. Sinead, I saw that.
Hey, when you see it from that far away, you got to just go
and hope you're right.
There we are past that Land Rover tailgating section.
And this table is just so big. I don't know if like the TV screen does it justice. Oh,
pretty much.
Holy, it is just so big. And it's placed a little bit on top of a hill, so like that even makes it even bigger because the ground just gives way on the landing side.
Yeah, the ground goes away to the rider's left-hand side there. Liz Halliday was talking about that earlier on.
Yeah.
And there's more of a curve between the two jumps than we really see as well.
And then this is our 5-minute mark coming up to this fence 13 here.
He's about 10 seconds up again. He sees it a mile out.
Whew. He's unreal.
I think Phillip saw some of these strides back in the stable yard.
He's amazing.
And a testament to the skill required in these horses as well. You can see the shape that they're making over these jumps. Very long, very flat, very fast, and they have to do something completely different tomorrow.
That's why our sport is so hard.
Definitely requires 3 very different tests. Beautiful jump there, right on that line.
He'll get the 4 out, easy.
Easy,
Yep.
short.
Yeah.
And that's not a very big oxer at the top of the hill, but after that, the turn and the terrain and up the hill, it makes it quite difficult.
Right, yeah, it's right on the peak of the hill. Like, it's by no means little. Like, you don't want to be picking to that.
No, but I mean, if you had it set on flat ground,
Yeah,
I
can. Yes,
but
yeah,
at the top
definitely.
of the hill like that, it makes it quite large.
So Phillip Dutton and Mr. Medicott come to the 15th and 16th, the sheep shelter to these angled hedges.
So I was so glad this was out of the way once it was done.
I bet. And he's right out to the ropes.
Yep. Perfect. Good shot in. Super.
The horses really are reading that quite well.
Has anyone had a problem there?
We've seen a couple long routes.
But less experienced horses, a couple riding long routes. Sea Cookie and William went the long route deliberately early on, but we've had some of the less experienced horses have just not read it correctly, and that's almost as you'd expect. But
Yeah.
the big boys like Ginny earlier on and Tate with Sinead straight through.
I was actually
You might
worried.
have thought, because I know it's split second. It's like
Yeah.
watching slow motion when you're on the horse. You've got
Philip's
minute
looking,
adjustments every microsecond,
It
but
almost
it
looked
looked
like
great
Philip
to
was
us.
looking down, checking a boot there. See,
Yeah,
he's
checking-
looking
he's
out to
checking
the side.
something.
Feels like maybe something has slipped. He's just taking a peek down at it.
Crosses the road at the 7-minute marker. Coming to the Rolex head of the lake.
He's up on the clock again.
This, you probably don't get an enormous appreciation of just how big a drop there is behind this log, because it itself is a huge log. Well, Kyle Carter tripped over that earlier on with Madison Park, and Phillip almost did the same.
He was
going
just
inside.
a little deep there, and the horse was a little
on, Kate.
slow.
There
with the
you go.
leg, but Phillip staying right in the middle of him.
That's why he's like world-class rider right there.
You know, the horses are pretty catty.
And once again, Phillip still had his whip in his right hand coming into that corner. So he knew he didn't need to close the door on this horse.
Well, horses can be pretty catty, getting themselves out of trouble, you know, when they're a little slow with a leg like that. And as long as the rider can really stay centered, and Phillip
Second nearly lost his left kneecap on that little bit of
he
fencing.
did.
Beautiful. It's funny, that walked a bit long in 5, and everyone's got their
Getting
short
a little
5.
snug for
Yeah.
some. Well, I think that point in the course, you know, your horse is on a very long
Huge
step.
stride. Yeah, they're
I'm trying to
tired.
remember from what Karen said whether we have 2 Team Rebecca horses on the course. I know that Veronica's a Team Rebecca horse. I think Karen said that Team Rebecca are part of the Mr. Medicott syndicate as well.
He's up,
Not
way
wasting
up
any
no,
time
he's
there.
up on the clock right now. He knows it. Be interesting to see if he cuts across here in 3, which I bet he'll do.
Well, that horse has an enormous stride,
Yeah.
so if anybody can get away with it, it would be Phillip and this horse.
I actually, like, if I'd done it again, I probably would have
I
too.
don't know, he's slowing down.
Oh, yeah.
I think he might take the more conservative 4-stride line.
There we go. Super.
We, of course, saw Buck do it in 3. First ride of
Yeah.
the day, he went across there in 3. As I believe he did last year as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
That's he definitely did with Reggie, and I
And
think
De
we.
Niro. He's way under.
So Phillip Dutton cruising towards home with Mr. Medicott.
But
So
he's in a
awesome.
tie as well, so we actually are.
He's
gonna
no
be-
longer in a tie because the other 2 who were in equal 4th have had time penalties. So Phillip will hold that score of 49.5 on his own.
And he's
Pretty darn close, though, considering
5
he was
seconds
11
inside.
minutes 12 on his first horse. And
he's so far the winner for the 2-year lease on
yes,
the Land Rover. So jealous.
and early on in the day.